Alright guys, so I think we'll do a little bit of a different style of video. I know a lot of videos I've been doing has been like instructional, but this one, it could still be informational, but what I'm doing in this video is, I had this guy, and he's called me before about programming Suzuki outboards for an upper station. And it's something that can be a little complicated, and I won't lie, I do charge a lot of money to do it, mainly because this guy's 2 hours away, so it's a long drive. But he found someone else that was cheaper. After the cheaper guy had spent 2 days on it, he waited until the guy pulled out of his driveway after he gave up. And then he called me. And he was like, well, how soon can you be here? I said, well, it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. If you can figure out a way to put a tarp on the boat, I could be there tomorrow. Millen and I, Millen's behind the camera, used to both work at a Suzuki dealership. So this is something we used to do all the time. So I'm hoping it's something very straightforward. Maybe a connector wasn't plugged in correctly. But I want to take you guys along while I figure this out. You know, I'll try to stay humble though. I'm not going to say I'm the best. Millen's second best because he's learned from the best. I also don't want to speak too soon. Maybe I'm there 3 days. I do worse than the other guy. But we're going to see what happens. We're 5 minutes away. It has two brand new 250 Suzukis with 2 stations. And they just need to be programmed. It should be as easy as plug the laptop in, click, 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 boom, and I turn around and go home. We're going to find out. Here is our makeshift shop, I guess. It was supposed to be pouring down rain all day, and it was. It had just stopped. But I'm not going to take the tarp off. But I got all my tools, got a laptop, and I got a microfiber for make sure I don't track dirt in the boat. But let's go. Okay, we're here at the boat. As you can see, it has 2 brand spanking new Suzuki 250s on it. What we have to do is program these motors. They've never even been started before. They're right out of the crate, and tell it there is 2 stations, and also to tell it that there's 2 motors. So 2 motors, 2 stations, 4 shifters technically, but I just have to plug in the laptop, press a couple buttons, and we should be out of here. But we'll see how long it actually takes. What time is it right now? It is 10:31. Look at that, he's already got it prepped for me. He's got a light and its spare battery. Nope, just one battery, that's good enough, because as soon as I hopped in the boat I was like, oh man, I should go grab my light. I would say what takes me the longest is just finding the connectors that I need to plug into. I not only brought Millen to hold the camera, but I brought him for moral support in case I forgot how to do this, because in my head I know how to do it, but we'll see if I still remember. Alright, so here's all our rigging. So we have 2 harnesses. You're going to have one for each motor, then it should have harnesses that go up to the upper station. You have your BCMs right here, so there's 1 for each motor at each station, so there's 4 total. So let's just check over. There's a couple of spots where you have to swap some connectors. Wow, the wiring is really up in there. So here's our first station harness, and it should go engine, so 1 for port. So this is for the port one, and this should be for the starboard one. And then we have all this over here, which goes to the upper stations. Okay, so all that's plugged in. Now I can't guarantee that he has it all plugged in correct, because I just see 2 harnesses going up. But we're going to trust him, because there's red electrical tape around it, and the guy who wired this up is the same guy who made the second station. He does really good work, so I do trust him. He's a pretty smart guy. He did tell me he cut a bunch of zip ties, so ignore that the wiring's a mess. Alright, I looked over some of the wiring, and it definitely will take a little bit of time for me to chase it all and ensure it's all right. So let's just start off with the assumption that it actually is all right. So let's plug this connector into there, plug this connector into there. I'm going to start by plugging into the port engine, because you always want to work your way from port to starboard when you're programming new engines. So here's a starboard connector, port, there we go. Connector was hard to push in. Well, something's definitely been programmed, because it will be beeping. The port one says check Control C, and that means it's not programmed. That goes away as soon as you program it. Let's do system calibration. So we have 2 engines, 2 stations. We don't have a foot throttle, so we don't care about that. Make sure the SDS is connected to the first station port BCM. Already did that. I knew it was going to ask me that. So press enter. And now it's going to make sure all that's correct. Yep. So now we're going to delete all the data and all the information that someone else has previously tried, and we're just going to start from scratch. So now we're just going to push the trim down button on the port engine all the way down, and once I release it, I should hear the high pressure fuel pump kick on. Yep, I did hear the fuel pump kick on, so that's good. Now we're just going to press OK again. Alright, so we have the P master BCM calibrated, and what that means is the port master BCM at the first station. Now it's going to run me through the process of programming the starboard master BCM, so the BCM for the starboard engine at the first station. It's confusing. So I'm going to unplug this from the port side connector, and I'm going to plug it into the starboard side connector. Alright, we got that connected. It's been a while since I've done this, and I'm also trying to figure out what someone else has done. Make sure it's connected to the first station starboard BCM. Okay, so it actually does know what we're doing. Okay. You heard that fuel pump. What I was told by the guy who called me that built the tower and did all the wiring, his other guy, he couldn't get the fuel pump on the starboard engine to kick on as a confirmation. But I just had it kick on, no problem. But we're not saying we got it yet. We're just going to keep going. All right, so system calibration of the S Master has been complete. So this is SPC 2.0. So when you had to program the previous generation, you used to have to take the shifter, put it in forward max, forward min, neutral, reverse min, reverse max. You don't gotta do any of that anymore. So it's kind of nice, makes it faster, easier. Technically, if you have one engine, one station, you don't have to program it. There's a way to do it without a laptop. I ain't telling you guys that way to do it. I gotta keep my secrets to myself. I cannot even remember if I even have to do anything upstairs, the second station, but everything should be all programmed and good in here. Let me just check a couple things. So we're doing a system check, system formation, and you can see it right here. We have our master BCM ID, our sub BCM ID, and ECM ID for starboard. Let's just continue going forward. Alright, no check engine lights yet. Let's see if I trim up the port engine. It goes up on the port side. Yep. Let's try starboard side. It's going up. So let's go in here. Initial settings, revise initial settings. Position, this one should be the master one. So this is first station, primary mode on. Now I'm going to go upstairs. All right, we're at the second station. We don't have much room up here, but we're gonna select this throttle and see how it let me select this one. See if the port engine moves.
Yep. Yep. Starboard. Yep.
I feel like that was too easy. We've been here for 24 minutes now. Most of it was me just checking over stuff and walk around twiddling my thumbs, checking everything. I think we need to now check the oil, see if there's oil in there. Check the counter rotating plug to make sure that's set up correctly. I want to fire them up though. A little high on the oil, but it's fine, perfectly fine. All right. Both the engines do have oil, so I can fire them up. I am going to take this tag off, which this tag basically just says don't use a front lifting eye. I'm going to do the honors of taking this off. Just reminds me of when I used to install these things all the time. Now for these engines, there's what's called selector rotations. There's no counter rotating or normal rotating engine. You just have to swap a plug. And now I'm going to see if it's even changed. I haven't even looked at it yet. It looks like Miller might be looking at it. Oh, it's already been changed. All right, we're good. The plug's already been swapped, so we're good there. I think the next step is I'm going to pull this tarp back a little bit. I think I remember where the guy's hose is here, and I'm going to fire them up.
Yep. Neutral. Yep. Back to neutral. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Everything works. Everything works in the first station. Everything works in the second station. You can shift and start the engines and turn off the engines on either station. I don't know what kind of problems someone else was running into. Just to humble myself, though, this is why you call the best. That's why you call Riley, because we got here at 10:31, It is now, it's 11:21. Okay, so we've been here 50 minutes, but a little bit of it was checking the wiring, making sure it was right. A little bit was recording. A little bit was dragging the hose out. But still, all said and done, that was super easy. Just remember, guys, just because someone else is cheaper doesn't mean you get the same quality work. Yeah, you can get the Suzuki software, the knockoff stuff, online for fairly cheap, but I'm not sure if the other guy had an issue because his software wasn't legit or it was a lack of knowledge, and I'm not sure what he actually charged. But sometimes, most of the time, it is worth the paying someone their asking rate to get quality work. You make sure it all gets done. And that's kind of the gist of this video I'm trying to bring to you guys. You know, there might be Billy Bob Joe next door that'll do it for a quarter of an actual good mechanic, but Billy Bob Joe, you know, sometimes he gets it right, most of the time not really. But when it comes to boating and it comes to something that costs a lot, and take your family out on a weekend, Memorial Day weekend, such as today it starts actually, please just don't cheap out, because then it's going to cost you more money in the long run paying someone else to come behind them. So we're actually done. I finished wrapping up the boat, put the cowlings on, and I just reconfirmed all the wiring is actually indeed correct. So we've been a total of 1 hour and 10 minutes, and we're now gonna head home. Appreciate you guys watching. If you guys kind of like a video like this, where it's not necessarily an instructional video, it's kind of like going through like a process and figuring things out, just let me know in the comments. Just remember, guys, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I do enjoy making these videos for you guys, but I'll admit they do take a lot of time, and it does take time away from me from working on boats for people. And when I do record me working on boats for people, it does take a lot longer to be able to justify making these videos. It requires you guys supporting, liking it, subscribing, and that, you know, it helps keep me from working on 20 boats a week. Maybe I can work on 5 boats and then record 5 videos, who knows. But appreciate you guys every time, and I'll see you guys next time.